Dan Does Footy production, a program created by two unique individuals with no credibility, talent, or critical thinking skills. They're here to call it as they see it. They're going to exchange ideas, thoughts, and even their energy. They're not always going to get it right, and most times you're not going to agree with them. But that's okay, because just like you, they care. Embrace the chaos, and let's do footy together.
Welcome back. Freaky Friday. Supposed to be talking about some football, but we got shit all on football-wise. We got Cyclone that's still hanging around, but thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you always tuning in. Third episode for the week, the new format of 3 a week. And this one is designed, the Friday up is to just unpack and review everything that happens in Thursday Night Football. Unfortunately, as we all know by now, unless you live under a rock, no football last night. So we're here. We're talking about football still. But normally, we'd be unpacking a game of football.
This is what you can expect this year. So you'll have a Monday review. You'll have a Wednesday proper look ahead to the weekend. And then Friday will just be a little cheeky, bite-sized episode to kind of get you through from what we saw on Thursday night.
Yeah. So when obviously Cyclone Alfred, the news broke and we knew that the games get cancelled, it threw our scheduling right out. And I know it's the lowest of concerns on everyone's kind of list of priorities, but for us, it was right up there. It was right up there. So next week, we will have obviously a big game to unpack on the Fridays app because it's the real round one.
Yeah, big time.
We're talking about the Blues.
Yep.
Going to town on Richmond, which I think we may as well do that preview right now or review right now.
We could
know
probably
how
do
it's
that.
going. It's going one way, but this is what this episode is for normally.
Yep.
Okay. Shorter one as well, just to put that out there.
What, sorry?
A shorter episode.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Normally,
Yep.
unless Blues get absolutely annihilated next week.
And then
That'll be a lengthy unpacking. Like a full team meeting review of what went wrong.
We should do that for four episodes.
Yeah, we could.
Just go, did you really have to say that?
I know. I saw Kane on his socials going to the airport.
Oh, yeah. What were your thoughts
What
on
are my
that?
thoughts? Is that his new thing he's doing?
It has to be.
That's great.
What are my
thoughts?
Well, get some
full
new
sweat.
headphones.
I love how all the Seven Talent now are plugging the Full Sweat program. It's like they've been paid definitely to plug it to try and get some viewers on.
No.
Yeah.
You don't
which
reckon?
Surprises everyone. 9:40 was a late time to put that on last night.
Was that is that
9:40
the slot?
start. Finished at 11:15.
Oh.
That's, the kids aren't watching that. The hot kids aren't watching that.
No.
So, what are my thoughts? Well,
What are your thoughts?
I had a couple of thoughts this morning in the shower, actually, not to do anything with football at all.
Yeah.
One was when you go to the toilet
Okay.
after you do the business.
Yep.
Are you washing both hands, or are you just washing the hand that's done the business, or the transactional work?
I do both, absolutely.
So you're washing both hands.
What do you do?
Well, no, I wash both hands as well, for sure. No, I definitely do. I wash both hands, but I know some people that just wash the one hand that is doing the work. So they could be in their phone, and the other hand that's holding everything, to get fluid out of you.
Yeah.
Is just, if
Or
you wipe it out
wiping
or hold, they're washing that one hand only.
That's bizarre.
Just put the water on, running under it, and then wiping it.
I had a guy had a go at me at the urinal bizarrely last night because I had my phone out. And he's like, "You'll drop that."
Okay,
I was like,
that's
"Brother,
my responsibility, mate.
Yeah, and I've got a flip phone. Like, it's not happening.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
No,
and he was like, "Really? You will?"
Okay,
I'm like,
I get
Jesus,
that.
mate.
Relax, Dad.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's not that serious. I told you, it's a flip phone. Relax. I've seen a guy once at the football he came in and obviously we know what the toilet's like in the football. Absolutely disgusting.
The worst.
The trough is literally just like, it's every man for himself.
The worst.
In the men's, obviously, toilet. And then the shitters. The toilets to go sit down and poo are just, there's poo everywhere. Spread on the walls. It's like people forget where to poo. I saw a guy last year, the football, came in the lineup, washed both his hands with soap, way back in line, like a minute, still wet, didn't dry them, just kept them wet, did his business, standing up, washed again on the way out. Crazy.
It's probably the right thing to do.
To wash both on the way in?
Probably. But it's pretty full-on areas to actually go through with it.
Bizarre.
Absolutely.
I don't know anyone. I've never met someone who goes, when I go to the toilet, I wash both hands. Business, wash both hands again.
How dirty is your bits and your meat and potatoes that you have to pre-clean?
Yeah, I know. Where's he been?
Yeah.
Unless he's just dragging it outside the MCG. He's going, oh yeah, get it nice and dirty.
Oh.
Yeah, gross. And also this morning on my morning walk for coffee.
Yeah.
Is there a right or wrong way to walk on the footpath?
Talk to me. How would there be a wrong way?
Well, I feel like we're all doing road rules on the footpath. So you obviously drive legally up one way on the street.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
always on the left-hand side.
I hate that you have to think about that, but yep.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're always left-hand. I feel like, are we doing that on footpaths, walking? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So if you're on the wrong side and you're coming towards me, you're
should-
legally on the wrong side. Well,
Yeah.
sort of. You know what I'm saying now?
I'm with you.
So if I'm
there's
going down a street,
hypothetical lanes.
if I'm going down, walking down a street, and I'm on the left side, walking down, I'm on the right side. If you come and you're on your right, walking towards me, you're on the wrong side.
yeah, I'm with you.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that an unspoken law?
Yeah, it is. And for especially like escalators.
Yeah.
You know, you can stand on the, there's lanes
Yeah.
for that. I'm with you.
And that's where you get in trouble. You know, when you do the awkward shuffle and you keep you mirror each other's
Yeah.
movements. That's why you get in that situation because one of you is on the wrong side of the footpath.
You just got to stick to your lane.
Stick to your lane. Too many people this morning on the wrong side of the lane.
Speaking of being on the wrong side of the lane, did Electric Ash tell you the story about when he went for his driver's license?
Oh my God, no. What's electric done?
This made me laugh.
I haven't seen electric all week.
No.
Just to be, is he working still?
Yeah, I've got no idea. But apparently in his driver's license test, he approached a roundabout. And as we know, if you're in Australia, we give way to the right and we go left around the roundabout. So he approached the roundabout and the instructor said, just turn right here. And he went, yep, not a problem. And turned right into the roundabout.
Oncoming traffic.
Yeah. Because he said, oh, no, but you said turn right here. And he said, no, turn right,
Right at the
the
roundabout.
roundabout.
Yeah, legally go around it.
He went, all right, if you say so.
Is that electric?
Yeah.
Electric's the worst driver in the world.
And he just went, I'm going right. Because he said so.
Great, insurance has gone through the roof now.
How bad's
For
that?
electric to drive around. Yeah, that's not great by electric. Not great.
And I told you about when I went for my license in Adelaide.
No.
And I had the most rogue instructor who, the system in Adelaide I actually thought was really good. So you could choose how you wanted to do it. And I opted for the one that was essentially 10 lessons. And each lesson, it's focused on something in particular and you tick it off.
Like modules.
Yeah, exactly. And he did one that was like, okay, pull up outside this house. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, all right, imagine there's a big party on with all of your mates and your crush is hanging out the front and you have to reverse park but not look like an idiot. And so this was like trying to
Weirdly specific situation.
get me in the mood to like not look like a dickhead and nail this reverse park. So he was like pretending there was a party on and he went outside and he was like, hi Ollie. And I'm like,
What the fuck?
Reverse park and he's pretending to be my crush.
Now pretend your crush me has got in the car.
Yeah,
Make a move on me.
Now we're getting...
Okay, well, I don't really feel comfortable. No, if you don't, you won't pass.
He made me go through Macca's drive-through because he's like, apparently, and to be fair, I get this, like most people, you pass your license, like one thing you're probably going to do is like get your mates in the car and go through drive-through. Like that's a cool kind of anomaly.
True.
And he's like, a lot of accidents happen there because you got to get used to the size of the drive-through and things like that.
True.
So he made me, I had to get him an ice cream.
Did you have to drop him home as well? Yeah, drop your crush home now.
Yeah.
You know what? You should come meet your crush's parents.
But that is weird, isn't it?
That's weird.
So he did teach me the right, that's the things that you face as a driver.
Yeah, but
like,
the role playing isn't it. You didn't need to role
Hi,
play that
Ollie.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm
Hi.
like, reverse parking game. This is just, I don't know.
No,
what's
thank you.
going on
Okay.
here.
And are you okay?
Well, I'm talking about it 10 years on, so clearly not in the best space.
Fair enough. Okay, well, we'll get everyone's thoughts on that, no doubt, on the YouTube and in the messages, because you've all got opinions. We know that.
Dude.
Jeez, YouTube's just a violent place at the
A
moment.
few opinions on the opener. I don't know if we want to think about changing that.
I don't know what we're going to do with the opener. A lot of guys are saying you hate this new Sting and you love the old one. Well, you hated the old one.
Yeah.
So now I'm more confused. This is exactly like the West Coast song.
It's not. It's exactly the same.
Maybe put a poll up on a story.
What do you want?
guys want? We're just trying to make everyone happy here.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard. As you said, no games of football to talk about. We all heard the news come through by the AFL saying we're scrapping 2 of the games. Half around as we've unpacked already. But a lot of people saying, well, Lachie Neale for sure did an interview with someone. I can't remember who. But he was asked if the game went ahead and, Alfred's right there, wind and rain, would you have played in it? And he's like, absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely not. Didn't want a bar of it. So I have been asked to fly up to Queensland to help with Cyclone Alfred by Harrison on YouTube. He said, hey, mate, Brizzy local here. I'm hoping you can sneeze in the general direction of Alfred to send it back east. Cheers.
So that's obviously a dig at.
That's a nose joke.
I know.
Yeah, you got that one?
How do you feel about that? He's not incorrect.
Oh, man, I'm happy to help people out. If
Yeah.
I'm needed up there, I'll go up there. Do you see that Facebook group that was being sent around?
Yeah, let's all blow at Alfred and blow it away. Brilliant.
Meaning point.
But I still reckon if it was orchestrated correctly.
You can't, you said this before, you can't do this.
Look, this isn't. I know that my brain doesn't work with maths and science, but to me, if everyone in Australia at the exact same time and we nailed the direction, like it's impossible to orchestrate, but if we could, why couldn't we blow it away?
So how many, we got 25 million people here?
Yeah.
Something like that? Give or take 2 million?
Yeah. And let's even just maybe get rid of South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, because it's probably too far away.
Yeah.
But everyone on the East Coast, if we all pointed out east.
And everyone went, for how long you reckon?
Well, if 15 million people are doing that at the same time, I think it'd only take one big breath out.
And we could blow it away.
Well, certainly, minimise it.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I don't know.
So that thing in China where they reckon if the whole population jumps at the same time, they can send an earthquake to Japan.
Yeah. I think it's a thing.
You can't do that.
If millions of people jump at the exact same time,
it would cause an earthquake. Where are they jumping? Just wherever they are at that time.
Yeah.
In your apartment, in the park, at
Yeah.
the shops. If it was everyone jump at midnight on March 8th
Yeah.
and everyone jumps, you reckon that could work?
I tell you what, the world's a dangerous place when we start to think about that. It's forget nuclear weapons when you've got full countries just stamping on the ground at the same time.
Mate, I can't even organise 4 mates to get to a pub on a Friday
That's
night,
true.
let alone everyone getting to the East Coast to blow Alfred away. That's just got to be impossible,
That's
scheduling wise. But what's his name here? Harrison sent it through. Yeah, I can definitely get up there and sneeze if you want.
Yeah, good on you.
We had an update on those games. Brisbane Cats game being moved to round 3.
Yep.
Which I think we're all happy with. We'll take that. Round 3 seems fine.
Makes
They both get
sense.
their bye now. Rest. Obviously, all the Brizzy players get to sandbag, and the
Yep.
Cats boys don't have to fly into a cyclone, which makes the most sense.
Totally.
The AFL came to their senses eventually. Now, this Suns-Essendon game is really tricky because they don't meet each other again, or they don't have a bye that syncs up with each other to play it. The scheduling of this game is going to be really hard. They don't know what they're going to do here. The last thing I heard from sources was they're actually seriously considering playing this game the week in between round 24 and finals, when normally we have a week off. The AFL is looking at, do we just play that game then? Hoping that maybe because they're predicted to be in that 7th to 14th spot,
Yep.
that then they'd be playing either knock teams out, put themselves in, or shaping the 8 somehow in that week, which would be, I don't know, would it be cool to see?
I think
We'd like that.
depending on the circumstance, it would. I mean, if you think about round 24 last year, we had to wait for that final game on the Sunday, and that could have, it didn't affected in the end, but it could have affected the 8, especially after the Saints beat Carlton.
Okay.
And that was, no, I'm just saying.
No, let it go, mate.
That was a pretty cool afternoon of footy.
Yeah.
So this would be, could you imagine if there was a team in 8th and if
You're waiting.
Essendon beat the Suns in this occasion, then that meant they go into 8th and the current, that would be awesome.
It would throw Mad Mondays back a week.
Yeah.
Like if you're, 8th, that 8th spot, you'd be like, okay, we can't celebrate anything yet. Or well, we actually want to celebrate being in finals, but we can't celebrate not being there either by going to Mad Monday because we'd wait for the Bombers and Suns to play.
I don't mind it.
But then so if they do sneak into 8, they're just playing immediately the next week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
they're
that
playing
feels
elimination
unfair.
final the week after of a team without a rest.
And what if both of them also aren't? You also run the risk of the most pointless game in AFL history. Like, imagine if they're both just way out of the top 8 contention, but they still have to play.
I'm pretty sure there's a law that both teams can agree to split the result and get 2 points.
A law.
Yeah, and the laws of the game.
Yeah.
I've read the thick novel that it is.
Oh,
I think there is.
yeah.
If both teams say, it's all good, they get 2 points each.
Well,
That seems unfair.
that does seem unfair. Like,
Getting
if it
2
meant
points. Because Essendon weren't winning that game up there.
no.
So they get 2 points. I just don't know when they're going to do it. Like, there's no real time that makes any sense
Do you
to
know
do it.
off the top of your head when their scheduled bye was for both of the?
Don't know. You know how they're all stuck
Yeah, they're
staggered
all
between 3 weeks now?
And it just
I'm
doesn't
not
line
sure.
up.
I don't know. So it doesn't line up. But we'll see. We'll wait and see. Football will be back next week officially. Obviously, it is on this weekend, but it's not the real thing. We're just watching a couple of games on Friday and Sunday afternoon to kick things off. Fox Footy are just doing so much, which I actually rate. they're just blowing the budget to try and get the upper hand to get viewers into watching the footy on their broadcast. Now, I didn't have Fox Footy collabing with Parkway Drive on my bingo card this year.
Did you not?
They did, and it's unbelievable. I think they did. They told Parkway Drive to do the intro.
Yeah.
And it's unreal. Here it is.
Whoa.
Yeah! Come on! Wah, wah, wah! Woo! Come on! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Love that. How good's that? Just great. Just nailed it.
Okay, that's...
How good's that? That was just, if that doesn't make you want to run through your living room on a Thursday or Friday night when you know footy's here, the weekend starting, beers are barking in the fridge, then nothing will. That's unbelievable.
It's got real shades of the waiting on it for Sunday night.
What's that?
In the NFL.
NFL? Same thing.
Yeah, it gets you going.
Unreal. Love that. So Fox Footy just going for it. Don't know what Channel 7 are going to do to try and, maybe match that, beat it.
Who are they getting?
Getaway plan. If that was real life, this isn't a phase, mum, from Fox Footy.
Yeah.
Or Simple Plan. Oh, imagine if Seven were like, I'm sorry, we can't be perfect.
That'd be
great.
good. Green Day'd be good.
One of those.
They're going to have to do something. Because
Metallica.
That gets me where I need to go.
That gives me blood.
Yeah.
That does. I've got a lot of movement downstairs. Speaking of music, stoked that West Coast have made the right decision. Bringing back their old song.
Yeah,
Now, I don't
well
want to
done.
say we played a role in that at all. Encouraging people to do the right thing, but they have done the right thing. And we can't wait to hear that song.
Yeah.
3 to 5 times.
Yeah.
This year, potentially. Yeah, 3 or 5 times. 3 to 5.
You possibly have them for 5?
I've got them maybe for 5 wins.
Yeah, right, okay.
You have them for less.
Oh, yeah, maybe just. I don't mind 3. 5 could be a bit of a stretch.
Well, they have Richmond twice.
That's true.
They'll definitely get the Kangaroos.
You reckon?
The Kangaroos?
They'll beat the
100%.
I don't know about that.
I reckon it'll be Richmond Kangaroos West Coast, 18th, 17th, 16th.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
They'll get 5.
Yeah,
They'll get another one. They'll beat one. There's someone else there.
Yeah.
They'll get like a
Yeah, they're
St
always...
Kilda or something. But yeah, no, we're stoked for that. I just would love for them to be like, you know what? Yes, we have this old one that, you obviously love. We tried with Birds of Tokyo. But let's collab with Parkway Drive. While they're doing Fox, footy theme songs, let's just try and grab them if we can. So good on them. Made the right call. Well done, West Coast. Doing some things out there. First win of the year. Haven't played a game yet.
Yeah.
Already got a win.
Good on them.
So
it'll
give
be
them 4
also
points.
interesting to see what old version they actually choose because there's still 17 of them.
That's the thing. I
so
try to find
who
the old
knows
one.
which one it's
They're
going to
actually
be.
going to bring out. You won't know until that siren's gone.
Yeah.
And the sound starts blasting through the speakers. The AFL is changing criteria for the McClelland Trophy. Now, not something we really care about. We don't really... I've never seen the trophy.
No.
Never seen a team really celebrate it, get paid a lot of money. But last year, it was some weird thing where the system counted your finals games and things like that between your AFL team and your AFLW team. And people were just fuming because both Brisbane teams made grand finals. The Lions men's team won, AFLW runner-up.
Yeah.
And then Hawthorn won it.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, that doesn't seem, on a surface level, very fair.
Yeah, correct.
That these 2 teams have made it and then Hawthorn, here's $1 million.
Yeah.
So this year, the McClelland Trophy will reward the best clubs across AFL and AFLW. After finals, the men's and women's teams now ranked 1 to 18. Premier, 18 points. Runner-up, 17. Spoon, 1 point, etc. 36 points on offer.
Nice.
So that seems like
It's just clean.
just a clean way to do it.
Yeah.
$250,000 for the men's team, $250,000 for the women's team, $250,000 for the footy department, and $250,000 goes towards a soft cap. If you're the footy department, you're just praying for that bonus to hit. Imagine you're in IT.
Yeah.
Just going, let's go, boys. I need this.
I don't know. Not to be a party pooper, but it just feels like rewarding the rich anyway. Don't you reckon?
If you have more success, you get $1 million.
Yeah. So it's like the more successful you are the more you get, and
more
so
money you
on.
get.
But then again, like if you look at a North Melbourne, like their AFLW program's unbelievable, and their men's program is not so much. So
Maybe.
depending on the point system, if North go all the way, and their men's,
Yeah.
aren't as bad as they have been, and just sort of sit around that 9th, 10th mark,
True.
then that would be great.
That's what you want to be. You don't want to be bottom feeders where you
No.
no chance to win it. You kind of, I guess you obviously want to be at the top. But
Yep.
if you're in that 2nd to 8th kind of range, you're a chance to win this thing
Yeah.
on this new point system. So let's see who wins it. I can't wait. I'd love. Imagine
You can't wait.
Well, I know I'd love if I was a men's or a women's player.
Yeah.
And you win it. Just imagine that spending spree you go on. Well, it's 250 divided by 22, almost, what,
A lot.
10. We're not good, Massey. I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not making that mistake again. Hey, lots of noise around Jamara Steele. So much noise here now. Lots of just WhatsApp messages getting around, and there's nothing that is just more credible than a WhatsApp message that's been sent 1,000 times, and it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
um,
From a guy called Zinger.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you're like,
nothing.
no,
Yeah,
it's
so if
definitely
you
true.
get that one, that's 100% true. A lot of stuff in that message. Yes, we've seen it. You've sent it to us so many times, but it's not going away. This whole thing around Jamara has been hanging around for a couple of weeks now, and it seems to just gaining more and more momentum. And kind of do feel bad for Jamara.
Yeah.
Like it'd be hard being played out in public.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't know if he's apologised to Bev, Bont, or Lobby.
Yep.
He's running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 3 relationships to fix. He's got like 7 days to do it. So now he's got to rock up to the house,
Yeah.
flowers, wine, would you like dinner? I can walk the dogs.
It's a real sort of my name is Earl type job.
Yeah.
He's got a
He's running out of time to build those
big
relationships.
list, yeah.
And they probably want him to fix them quickly.
Yeah.
Like we need you in the team, so start getting sorry.
Yeah, big time.
And then this article came out during, I think it was yesterday. It was talking about how during their elimination final last year, just moments before the ball was bounced, they had this decision to make on like, hey, Jamara's obviously not himself. Do we either play him or do we not? It says a decision on whether the Bulldogs star forward Jamara Hagan should take his place in last year's elimination final was still being debated 2 hours before the opening bounce. The Herald Sun revealed Dogs coach Beveridge had been concerned about Hagan's state of mind in the lead up to the game and raised the possibility of pulling him out with his leadership group inside the rooms at the MCG as they were preparing to take on Hawthorn. After an intense discussion, the players, led by Bontempelli, put forward a compromise with the coach, which saw Hagan starting on the bench. Hey, this guy, I don't think this guy's great. What should we do? Let's put him on the bench. Solution. That doesn't seem like a great solution. The coaching panel and other senior management in the Dogs had been concerned about Hagan's increasingly erratic behaviour over the last months of the season. The explosive revelation might go some way to explain the Dogs' strangely subdued performance against the Hawks, where they were badly outplayed after leading at quarter time, losing by 37 points. Okay. So Bevo not trusting these right mindset to play and being like, you know what? I think I've got a solution. He starts on the bench for 5 minutes, then he comes on. I think that might help him. Like that doesn't seem like that's probably not the move to help him at all. And then like now, obviously, the public's got a hold of it. People are asking on Lobby's TikTok account, why do you hate Jamara? And he replied, commenting, and he replied to it.
Really?
He said, what did he say? He said, I do like him. All those rumors aren't true, is what he said.
Yeah, right.
So he's in the WhatsApp group. He's getting upset as well.
Yeah.
So a lot going on. So as I said, we feel bad. It's just getting very noisy. The guy just wants to play football. He needs to get himself sorted. So let's hope that he can get himself back together, get back in this team. They need him, and we're rooting for him.
Yeah, big time.
We're rooting for him.
Absolutely. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah,
at the
good
Dogs.
luck. Guy's an absolute gun. Heard about Clarry. Clarry came out. Obviously, last year he was in the trade table from Geelong. Mm-hmm. That was very public. They love him now, though. Mm-hmm. Lots of love going on at Melbourne. But they asked him, hey, like what happened last year? Obviously, you were on the trade table. You were out of the club. You had your review. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as your review was done, you went to the locker room and you cleared your locker out. Like clearly you wanted to go. And then he had this good take that he spoke to someone in the news and he said this.
Got told that it was on the trade table and there's a few things going on, which is as I said before, I understand. Obviously paid a fair bit to play football and to perform at a high level, and I wasn't doing that. And I probably wasn't the best teammate or the best person at the club. So
got a black eye, as you're saying.
Yeah, I understand that. And it's a business at the end of the day. So I wasn't performing, and Melbourne are trying to win premierships. That's the aim of football. We're there to win flags. We're there to be the most successful team. And if you've got someone, especially someone high profile, and one of your better players or your high paying players underperforming, like, I sort of don't blame them. So it was it is what it is. It didn't happen, and I'm very happy to be at Melbourne.
Hey, great honesty. We love that. We love that.
It's actually quite refreshing, really.
Great
wasn't
refreshing. Just telling us how it is, what happened. No bullshit, no ahs or trying to protect the club or himself. Just said, this is it. Yep. Yeah, sure. There was some stuff that's going wrong. I put my hand up.
it? Yeah.
Wasn't the best version of myself. Now, he does have a black eye in that.
Yeah, now we need to... It's probably not the best look, is it, really?
They just are severely... It's so black. It's been... it's obviously a football incident, but it's just like, okay, you're trying to say how you turn a corner and the club's good and you obviously love each other, as you keep saying, and you put your hand up for last year, black eye.
That could have been a radio interview, I think.
Could have been. I love that, though, by Clarry. I think he's in for a massive year. I think he's like...
I'd love to see it.
Everything we've seen in the preseason says this guy's ready to explode again.
Yeah.
He looks fit, as we said. His preseason form's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Top 10 Brownlow.
Yep.
Maybe wins it.
I don't mind it.
That's there. Did you watch Full Sweat?
Haven't seen
What are my
it
thoughts?
yet. What?
What are my thoughts? Full Sweat. Channel 7, great program. Great filming, great editing. Love this network. That's Kane, not me. I watched it. Good look inside the 4 clubs.
Yep.
Obviously trying to give us some more insight, what goes on there. I watched it with, I didn't know what to expect, but now they didn't go too far down storylines. I was expecting a full storyline of these guys absolutely stunk for the first 6 rounds, how they turn it around, what's going on. It was very jumping around from like Sam Mitchell to, Gunston to Cashier. It just went all over the shop. Barras was the big storyline. There was nothing really, and I get it, in depth of what's going on in the club.
So it was filmed all season, was it? Like,
I think for the last month of preseason.
Of this preseason?
Of this preseason.
Oh, yeah. Well, nothing's really happened.
No, exactly. So that's why I was like, I haven't really got a storyline. Like, you should have followed it, or started it from the back of losing that final in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Against Port. I would love to see that, the off-season work coming in for day one, like that. So we didn't really get that. But it was cool to see. Young group working their ass off.
Yeah.
Young group. Now, I've said they're going to be bottom 4. After I saw this, I was like, whoa.
Maybe not.
Maybe I might be wrong. They're going to work here. Tom Barras is still the deepest thinker at the football club.
Oh, yeah.
Just so deep in the way he thinks.
Yeah. Did you see his take on? I think they are called cathedral.
Can you play that? Can you get it up?
I could probably find it.
We need to call him maybe next week. We'll ask if we can call him because he's a friend of the show. And maybe, if it's weekly or every couple of weeks, we have like, Tom, what's your deepest thought for the week? And then I'll give him my deepest thought of the week. Because mine was the washing hands at the toilet.
Yep.
And he's talking about things like this.
Across my algorithm, which I'm finding really interesting, is about cathedrals and particularly cathodes. So this guy does an experiment. He suspends a copper wire up into the atmosphere on a drone about 150 meters. The idea being that you can actually draw a current having the right chemical composition in your sort of circuit from just the atmosphere. The idea being is that cathedrals, the big copper domes with ginormous antennas that out of the top of cathedrals can somehow be inducing a voltage into the atmosphere and you can pull a current off it. I am not saying that this is gospel. We're just exploring an idea here. This is just something that's on my Instagram that's probably maybe fucking completely untrue.
Yeah. Look, we're getting different algorithms. I've got a lot of Married at First Sight. A lot of dinner party stuff.
Yeah.
Like Jamie is just unhinged at dinner party last night.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of sort of if countries were animals in AI, like that's quite heavy on my algorithm at the moment. And Amalfi Jets, I don't know if anyone's in that, but that's sort of where we're at.
So we're not getting the cathedral, whatever that was. But I love him. He is my favourite player in the AFL.
Yeah,
I love him so much. He's like, and skyrocketed there. It wasn't even in the top 50.
That's
last
really
season.
true.
And now, past Cripper, past Bond, Tom Barras is my favourite player.
He's the guy
for stuff like that.
Yep.
Love him. I love him. But yeah, the way that getting a look into him back to Full Sweat and his, integration back into the Hawthorn system or into it coming from West Coast.
Yep.
All at sea. Like in the early stages of training, he was still doing the stuff and the natural instincts that he was doing at West Coast, trying to fit that into a Hawthorn game plan. And they were like, hey, mate, like this isn't working at all. And you got to see him.
Yeah.
Like speak openly in team meetings, be like, hey, I'm not getting it. I feel really bad. Like I'm not giving you guys value because I'm still doing the things I'll do at West Coast where it's not working here for you guys. And I'm sorry, like it's taking me a lot of time to pick this up. And then like all of a sudden it just clicks and Sam Mitchell's like, wow, finally Tom remembers how to play football again.
That's awesome.
Awesome insight.
I think
that was good.
The one thing I'd be excited to see off the back of that is the only content you ever really see from Hawthorn is just taking the piss.
Yep.
And how ridiculous it is. And it's very funny and entertaining. But I really do want to watch this and actually see them from more of
it's really
a
cool.
professional standpoint.
Yeah.
I think that is a pretty cool storyline.
Even stuff like thinking like last year with Hockball, how we thought they were all out attack.
Yeah.
Like not at all what they do inside that club.
Yeah.
It's 1v1s, defend first, and then off the back of that comes all their attack. Because even last year they were like, we couldn't score for shit for the first 6 rounds. And it just changed. So that was big. And Sam Mitchell, he's got to be like the most loved coach by his players in the league. They just love him. He's such a good coach. Just he's got this requirement that if you play for the Hawthorn team in the starting team, the senior boys, you have to be able to kick on your opposite leg. You just have to. You cannot play in his team if you don't know how to do that. And he was teaching this young kid, I can't remember who, but he's like, all I need you to do, honestly, is learn how to take 2 steps and boot it down the line. Doesn't have to spin backwards, doesn't have to look pretty. I need you to be able to boot it down the line if you're in trouble. And you do that and the ball doesn't go out of bounds on the full, you can be in the team.
That is bizarre, but I love it.
And you think about him, he did that. Yes, he did the short 45s and he hit, all these crazy kicks on both sides of his body, but that's all he wants in his team. And you have to be able to do that to play in the Hawthorn team.
Wow.
It's good. It was great insight.
Could you imagine being just an absolute gun of a player, but that was your one thing
Yeah.
you couldn't do, and they're like, sorry.
Well, they got D'Ambrosio from Essendon last year.
Yeah.
And he was like, when he came here, like he could only go left. That's all he knew. Like just always left. He's like, we couldn't get him in the team until he learned how to kick on his right side. So all preseason, he was just doing right leg kicking. That's all he was doing.
Wow.
Crazy. They do have an assistant coach called Adrian Hickmott who does some kind of weird things. It works, but he's a bit different.
What is he?
So
Like
he's got
Tom Barrass areas or like?
No, not that level, but almost up there.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Cashier, I think he broke his back or fractured something, can't run for 6 weeks. He's got him coming into his office to learn guitar, to keep his mind and like discipline going for 6 weeks because he can't do anything physically. He's like, well, you're going to learn to play guitar.
Oh, no, I love that a lot.
Yeah, so he's learning to play guitar. That's his training for the next 6 weeks or whatever it was. That was his training schedule. Cashier just learning guitar because he can't train.
I like that.
Yes, was I'm back's fucked.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you'll pick it up. That was he also with a forward group. I don't know why they do this, but for every meeting, he has a nail clipper, and he says, "Boys, kind of like netball. I don't know if you've seen like if you had someone play netball in your family, and the umpire goes around and checks nails. You enjoy that?
Oh yeah.
Put your nails up. He gets all the boys in the forward line meeting to put their hands up so he can check the nails and has a nail clipper if they're too long.
I like
So I'm not sure if that's like a 1v1 thing and he's seen too many scratches, but that's just a thing he does.
I remember how funny is this. I played mixed netball once.
Doesn't surprise me at all. My dad did his ACL playing mixed netball.
Yeah, it's an ACL's dream,
Yeah.
netball. But they went nails, and I instinctively didn't go like that. I sort of showed them front ways.
It's like, okay.
Like I was about to get
parlour.
a nail painted. But nails went, not a problem. And he went, no, it's like that, mate. I went,
Mixed
"Ah,
netball,
sorry."
that's a sure way to do an ACL.
Oh, if you're over 25,
You do an ACL for
lock
sure.
it in.
Tell you what, you don't hear like much positive stuff coming from ACLs. They're very underrated in the body. I know they hold your whole legs together and your knees in structure, but very rarely does someone go, I'm just so thankful for the ACL. You only hear negative stuff, like
That's
bad press
true.
about them. This guy's snapped an ACL, you know?
They do get bad press.
The ACL gets horrible press.
It may be time to flick the script or like get
Start
rid of
showing.
them because
You don't have one?
No, I would like one though. So
You should get that op.
yeah, I should.
You should get that op.
You go.
Just before we wrap this up, I want to talk about Jesse Hogan breaking his thumb.
Sure.
Just the worst luck of all time for the Giants. So the story is, played last week in Canberra against Carlton. Now they catch the bus up and back. Just what they do. I think they can't fly at the times they want to fly. And they want to get back up. They want to get in and out. Anyway, they're on the bus, got absolutely smoked by the Blues. Gets up to go to the toilet. Everyone's kind of asleep. I don't know if he did a 1 or 2. Not important. Anyway, goes to open the door, gets his thumb lodged in the door. And he's like, oh, that's a bit sore. Maybe the nail came off, went to sleep, wakes up, and he saw his thumb's just so sore. Goes to the doc sends him for a scan, clean break of the thumb. So bizarre. This is what he said about it.
Ride back from Canberra, all the lights were off and I was just holding the door open with my left, and as I've got in I thought I had my hand on like something on the inside, and I've let go of the left and they're like spring loaded, and everyone was kind of asleep or lying down, so I've kind of done it, couldn't see it, and I've looked up and my whole nail's kind of like on that side that's popped out of the skin. So initially I thought it was just the nail, so I was like I can kind of deal with that, and then Sunday morning it was super swollen and got the x-ray before I did the season open, and just as I was getting there, they called me and said it was broken, and they were going to talk to the surgeon and all sorts of things. So, it's pretty unfortunate. I've never really had something with my thumb, so hopefully it's only a week or two, but we'll just see.
Yeah, now, it sounds made up. Like, it does sound like if he had said, you know, I believe that, but if he'd also said, you know what, the bus driver and everyone in the bus was asleep, and we were driving home, and then a fucking cow jumped on the road, and I went from the back to the front of the steering wheel, and I had to pull the bus away from the cow.
Yeah.
Bus flipped a bunch of times. We crashed and burned. I pulled everyone out of the bus. I saved everyone.
Yeah.
Called the ambulances. They took us obviously to Sydney. And then amongst all that happening, I broke my thumb.
Yeah.
I'd also believe that.
Totally.
You know?
I think there needs to be investigation into these, like what's going on with these doors. To quote, they're spring-loaded.
Yeah, who's having spring-loaded doors in buses?
Like, Jesus.
No.
It's a moving vehicle.
Well, they are spring-loaded on airplanes as well.
Are they?
They are on international ones. They're not
True.
spring-loaded on domestics.
Spring-loaded
using
sounds
springs on
like...
is aggressive.
like,
No need for a spring load.
No.
In the door.
You could just
on a
close
Greyhound bus. Also, shitting on a Greyhound bus. Probably not play on.
no.
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 Definitely
no.
not.
No. Because how long would that drive take as well? It's not long enough. I think you
hold it in.
you poo at Monica and then you...
A BP
Yeah.
as well. I'm sure there's a BP break in there or a petrol station break.
Oh,
for
that'd
sure.
be grim.
But it did sound like a made-up injury now. It sounded a lot like the Jeremy Howe Frisbee incident. Remember that?
I do remember that. With his dog?
He got recruited from Melbourne to Collingwood, and then like in the first week or month or whatever it was, he was like, oh, fuck, I broke my hand. And they're like, how'd you do that? Playing Frisbee with the dog. It was like, okay, that's weird because I think you were playing cricket with like a local cricket team as well. It didn't happen at all then. He's like, cricket? That's weird. What happened was actually I was driving a cricket and a cow pulled out.
Excellent.
I didn't believe that at all.
I love a strange off-field injury. I was thinking about... I've got a few good ones here, but... I was thinking about Dylan Robertson, former Saint and Freo player,
Yep.
who they were playing indoor cricket at the club with a tennis ball, and it got him in the meat potatoes. And
broke his balls.
Split
Yeah,
it. Required
split his nuts.
stitch up.
Yeah.
I was thinking, not long ago, was Max King got hit by the golf ball. Did you hear? Yeah, he got concussed,
Max King did.
and he had 12 days on the sideline.
Did he actually?
Yeah, just hit by a golf ball.
That's, yeah. I mean, that's something that if you tell a doctor, they're saying that's made up.
Okay, that's
Not it. That's not it.
I also really like Stevie J's. It says here Stevie J's Christmas drinks disaster. So this was in 2003 when the young cat Steve Johnson decided to jump the fence of the Torquay Hotel to get back into the venue in the early hours. To quote, I took a leap of faith and it seemed to be taking a bit longer than I expected to hit the ground. Johnson recalled on blah, blah, blah. When I hit it made a big thud and I felt a pretty sharp pain in both my feet. It turned out I'd smashed up both my ankles and it set me back a fair bit. I love that. It took me a little bit longer than expected.
Yeah, I thought I was jumping the back fence. I was actually on the roof. And it took a lot. It felt like I was in the air for a long time here.
Like,
That's so funny. That's so bad. But this might cost him the Coleman. The spring-loaded
True.
bus toilet door might cost him the Coleman, which is just... I saw Giants HQ putting up like signs around their office, being like, hey, be careful.
Watch the door.
Just
Yeah.
watch the doors.
I think there needs to be a curtain system at the Giants.
Yeah, true. Well, he's out. Obviously, DeGoey's also out for Collingwood as well. So they've got the oldest... Collingwood have the oldest list this century.
This century?
Yeah. I think Scott Penderbury has a lot to answer for in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Once he's out, they're probably like the third youngest. But yeah, oldest list this century.
Wow.
Never bodes well unless you're
I'm
Geelong.
Surprised. I think back to like a North team not too long ago. They were really heavy on age.
Now they're like one of the youngest.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, oldest list. There's that. Before we wrap things up, Jake did send us a message just on Collingwood and said, Jake says, if Carlton folded the franchise and you had to choose between supporting Collingwood or cutting off 3 fingers of your choice, which would you choose? That'd be tough. That'd be really tough. But I'd pick both pinkies to come off.
So we're going straight to the fingers. That's just...
Both pinkies, you can
Okay.
take them and you can take my right ring finger.
So you're not going to entertain...
I would never ever support Collingwood.
Yeah,
Yeah, disgusting. Yuck. The thought of that makes me want to be sick. Absolutely
Straight to the
disgusting.
fingers.
Even like now I'm a father.
Yep.
And I've got a lot of fears about being a dad, but the biggest one would be, Poppy, who are you going to support? Like if you are a Collingwood fan, then
Yeah.
I have failed as a dad.
That's true.
And you can do your own thing, your own person. but there's plenty of other teams out there.
Yeah. How are you gonna approach that with Poppy? Like, just in general, like, is it you kind of have to go for Carlton?
Well, I think you plant
or
a
is
seed early in their childhood, like a
Yeah.
lot of navy blue around the house.
Yeah,
like
sure,
you paint the whole
sure.
house navy blue.
Yep.
A lot of just highlights in the background,
Yep.
and then slowly but surely she picks up that maybe I do like this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Everyone has flaws.
Yeah.
And if you go for Collingwood, that's one
Yeah.
for sure. So also, Sportsbet's feed.
Yes.
That's still over the weekend. We've still got 2 games to have a look at what's on. Our feeds will be popping with, or mine will be of footy activity.
Yeah, I've got some
I'll
good
be
Premier
looking
League
at stuff.
business
What's
going
happening
on.
in the Premier League?
Mate,
What happened last? What did you send me yesterday?
Oh, that was Champions League. I watched 11 men from North London rock up in Eindhoven in the Netherlands and just beat 11 other guys up. It was
Just abuse
awful.
them.
Yeah, 7-1.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Okay. Who's leading the EPL?
Liverpool. I reckon it's over.
And Chelsea. Where are they?
I think they've not been fabulous. I think they're like 4th or 5th
Oh,
off the
I'd
top of my
take that.
head, something like that.
Take that.
Man United's the big story though.
What's happening?
They're like genuinely, like no joke, could be relegated.
Man United?
Yeah, like I don't think they will, but they're like 2 places above the relegation zone.
What's happening in Manchester?
Mate, who knows?
How'd that happen?
Just an absolute rabble. Like they're honestly they could they technically could.
Would that be the worst thing for the history of that club?
Well, they would have to fold. Like that's how, because they're the richest club, which means all of their players
Would
are
just
on
leave.
like £400,000 a week contracts. You can't afford that in the championship. Like if you go down,
You have to grind your way back up.
you have to, not only that, but you lose TV rights because it's not broadcasted as much as the Premier League is. And people probably wouldn't go to the games. So all of a sudden your ticket sales are completely down. And then you've got to try and afford to pay these players who are on astronomical wages.
And they just couldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to afford them.
It would be disastrous.
Well, they wouldn't want to play that either anyway.
No, of course they wouldn't.
No way. You're playing Sunday in the park.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a Manchester United player.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long till we know the fate of that?
I reckon they're safe, but we've got until May,
Okay.
essentially.
So if they're safe, they'll be sweet. They'll go out and recruit again
Yeah,
for
yeah,
next
yeah.
season
Yeah.
and they'll be back up.
But they've even, for cost-saving measures, they've got to the point now where you have to pay for your food at the club,
No.
like at the facility.
Drinking tap waters.
Yeah.
Hey boys, no more sparkling.
No sparkling.
So they're
beer.
paying for their own food.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like not the place to be at all.
Nah.
Wow.
Terrible.
That's interesting. How
So
many
the-
games are left in the season?
There'd be like 7 or
Okay.
8.
Wow,
something like that.
that's huge watch.
Yeah. Big Manchester watch right now.
Yeah, big fraud watch for them.
Yeah, massive.
Potentially.
Massive fraud watch.
That's massive. Okay. Wow.
So yeah, my feed bets for the Prem.
On there.
Check them out. Copy them. Check it out. Yeah,
Love
it's
that.
good, some
Love
good
that.
stuff.
Do you see the NBL as well, just quickly? How good's the NBL been?
Oh mate, well you would know.
Yeah, of course I would. Mate, unbelievable at the moment. The final series is off its head. It's so good.
Yeah,
Like, just if you're thinking about maybe or maybe not watching it, like, it's an amazing
yeah,
series so far, going to the finals now,
yeah.
like the championship. It's crazy.
Like I know it's good when my jack jumpers aren't even in it, and
When you're
normally
watching.
that's the point where I go not interested.
Yeah.
Like you've lost me now. Well, I haven't. We've been there pretty much every time, but yeah, I can't not watch it. Like it's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So, let's go football back this weekend. We'll see you on Monday to unpack it all. Then we're leading into the real round 1, which we can't wait. Some genuine, regular programming football. We'll see you all. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.